Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at Grow Folds, and today we'll be big box store plant shopping at Walmart out in McKinney, Texas. As always, please make sure you hit the like button for this video. It definitely pushes this content out to more plant lovers like yourself, and we definitely want to see this community continue to grow, as well as following me on Instagram at Grow Folds. That is the fastest and most direct way to get in touch with me if you have any questions about the plants that I feature on my daily plant shopping videos. And just to let you guys know, I will be creating a Patreon page, maybe a YouTube membership soon. So definitely check that out. But right now I am going to Walmart to search for those rare cactus collection by Costa Farms. We're going to go to multiple Walmarts. Hopefully I don't have to go to many Walmarts to find the rare cactus collection by Costa Farms. I am based out in Dallas, so I will be going to a couple of Dallas Walmarts today just to see what we have. But before we go do some plant shopping, I did want to invite everybody to go to the Cultivation Corner Plant Podcast Show. It is with Janae Simone and Stephen of I Live Plants. Please go to our YouTube channel, search Cultivation Corner, and subscribe to the channel. We premiere videos every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you like plant content, plant conversation, definitely tune into our plant podcast. We are also on Spotify, so if you can't get to YouTube, you can listen to us on Spotify as well. 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are on season 2 and super excited to be part of this project. And I just love talking about plants, and we do have some merch.
Y'all see the shirts that we're rocking? I mean, isn't this fly? This is fly. See, this could be in your closet. You know what I'm saying? We are selling these limited edition Cultivation Corner sweatshirts right now.
Season 2?
That's right.
Season 2.
Season 2. Listen, if you want one, you better get up on it because, like I said, they're limited. So
send us a DM in the Cultivation Corner Instagram so we can go ahead and get that custom sizing.
That's right.
You could be like us.
That's right. You don't want FOMO on this one, you guys. You need this is what couture.
Cultivation couture.
Cultivation couture.
And
so plant foldies, we're going to see what plants we're going to find at this Walmart. It is a late afternoon, early evening excursion to go shopping for some plants. For those that are new to the channel, I do call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome. Some of you guys have discovered my YouTube channel through all of the PlantCon 2025 Orlando, Florida content. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully you also enjoy my big box store plant shopping videos where I just go to big box stores like Walmart to search for some rare and uncommon plants, easy care plants, and to let you guys know how you can save money whenever you're going shopping. But as you can see right over here, I like to go shopping late afternoon, early evening because there aren't really large crowds. I did miss filming shopping videos, so I am back into the groove of things. I do have a little bit more of some plant content coverage, PlantCon coverage left, but for now we're gonna go to the outdoor section here and see what plants that they have. Hopefully we will find the rare cactus plant collection by Costa Farms. I am in the mood to get a couple of cactus and succulents. That's something that I'm going to be adding to my plant collection as spring reaches. And so far, we have found some beautiful Monstera deliciosas by Costa Farms. So these are the large forms that are already ready to go. So if you don't want to go grow plants to get them large, if you want that instant gratification, I always say go to Walmart. I would say Walmart probably has the most inexpensive, cost-effective plants, especially in the large form. So if you're looking for just that green Monstera deliciosa, this is one that is readily available. And it looks like they just restocked these plants because the health of the plant looks stunning. And there is nothing wrong with enjoying green plants. You know, through my plant content or just my plant shopping videos, I am a huge advocate when it comes to the basic or easy care plants because I feel like investing so much money on the rare variegated plants may not always fit somebody's lifestyle, but I do believe that everybody should still be able to enjoy plants. So we need to take a look at how we look at these plants, create a lens where we can appreciate green plants like this right here, this Monstera deliciosa. Now, as far as the care tips for Monstera deliciosa, it's going to need a pole or something to attach itself on because it wants to climb up. Give it a lot of bright indirect light, water when the soil is completely dry. And then we can also look at this Thenanthe right over here. I love green on green variegation when it comes to plants. You can see right over here, it is not a bad price at all. This is another Plants with Benefits series, which is really Walmart's brand name for their indoor tropical plants. However, these plants are sourced out by Costa Farms, and I will tell you, going to PlantCon 2025 in Orlando and meeting the Costa Farms team, really thankful to have met them. I really appreciate that they validated my work because they did let me know that they watch my videos and they appreciate it. And so I'm really happy to feature Costa Farms plants because when it comes down to it, if you're going to do big box store plant shopping videos, you already know there is no way in avoiding Costa Farms. They are everywhere. They've got some good quality plants. I mean, take a look at this Raven ZZ, and this one is a pretty large specimen right here. Now, the Raven ZZ is under the Costa Farms Trending Tropicals plant, but if you spend about $4 more, you can get a really large size one. This one is in a 10-inch planter, and as far as Raven ZZ, I love the dark foliage that this plant has. It is one of the easiest plants to take care of. It can tolerate lower light conditions. Make sure you are only watering this plant when it's completely dry, and you can see there's a piece that is broken off. So I'm just going to stick it back into the soil in hopes that it will create roots and propagate itself. This one is a beautiful one for only $24.84, and I do love the pink planter that it's in as well. Costa Farms has been pushing out a bunch of new house plants for spring 2025, but also bringing up their game in terms of the planters that they're putting them in. And this is one of my favorite Aglaonema. This is the Aglaonema BJ Friedman. This is a large leaf Aglaonema, and this one is one that I would consider buying because it is not a bad price at all. $24.84 by Costa Farms. Again, this is an Aglaonema, or what you call a Chinese evergreen. It is my favorite plant to grow. It is my favorite plant to collect. I would even consider myself somebody that is exclusively collecting Aglaonema. Coming back from PlantCon in Orlando, for instance, I was able to get so many Aglaonema from the overseas. Thanks to Riki of Art Garden Flowers. Please make sure to follow his Instagram. But in terms of this Aglaonema, what I love about it is a beautiful minty color. It's got some darker green speckles on it, and it has a large leaf. Now, the Aglaonema is also known to effectively clean air, more so than some of the other plants. So why would you not want to have this right next to your bedside to make sure you have fresh air as you go to sleep? But in terms of the Aglaonema BJ Friedman, it is one of the faster growing Aglaonemas. It is a larger form Aglaonema, and you can see right over here, beautiful foliage for only $24.84. I really wanted to highlight this one because this is another plant that even though it is green, it is still even more underrated, overlooked than most tropical plants. Aglaonema, I'm telling you, I am so confused. Why are people not collecting Aglaonemas? Why are people not posting on social media and really going crazy over Aglaonemas as compared to some of the more popular plants like the variegated monsteras, the variegated philodendron, or more so the it plant of 2025, and that is the velvety textured anthurium hybrids, as well as Hoya. So please make sure you take a second glance at how gorgeous Aglaonema are. For me, it's all about the easy care. And I know somebody said that there might be a little bit of misinformation when it comes to the Aglaonema. I would say even the colorful varieties, while they might be a little bit more challenging to grow, they're still easy if you follow the basic care tips of Aglaonema, which is only water when the soil is completely dry. Give them bright indirect light, and that is it. You want to give them a more chunky, fast draining soil, and I will be doing a collaboration with Classy Rabbit Soil, which is a McKinney based organic soil company. Really thankful that they gave me some product, and guess what? I actually potted up a lot of my plants from PlantCon 2025 in Classy Rabbit. So please make sure you are visiting classyrabbit.com. They have some high quality soil. I would say it is the best soil I have used in more than 2 years because of how chunky, how it's 100% organic, and get this, it is literally the fastest draining soil I've ever seen, and they do not use soil additives like perlite in their mix, which makes it impressive. But again, I wanted to show you how beautiful this Aglaonema BJ Friedman is. That they do have some large foliage plants by Costa Farms. Really happy that Costa Farms continues to push out a lot of these plants. Right over here, we've got a bunch of Sansevieria for only $24.84. Love the pink planters they're also using for the 10-inch planters that Costa Farms has been selling. And you can see again, if you're trying to save money whenever you're going shopping, if you really want to have a good budget and stay within budget, I would suggest going big box store plant shopping at Walmart, especially for these large plants. Now, me looking at all of these plants, it doesn't look like they have a lot of the plant restock, so we're probably going to have to go to another location at some point. I really can't find any of their rare cactus at this location, but I did want to just pan over here and show you some more of the Sansevieria. These are Sansevieria trifasciatas, and as far as Sansevieria, the care tips again would be if you can give them bright indirect light, do so. If you can give them a little bit more attention in terms of just not overwatering but also not underwatering, I would suggest that as well. And then so now we're gonna go big box store plant shopping at the Walmart in Plano, Texas. This is right off of the Highway 121 toll, so if you want to check this Walmart out, I've been able to find some pretty good plant finds here. I remember finding an Aglaonema lochai from Costa Farms Trending Tropical, so we'll see what plants they have available. It is a beautiful morning, and as always, if you have made it this far into the video, please make sure you're pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video, as well as following me on Instagram. So we're gonna go straight into the outdoor section. So a good indication of spring coming around is when Walmart or big box stores have their lawn and patio setups outside, and you can see that there are restocks in terms of their outdoor gardening plants. Know that I will be featuring outdoor gardening plants as well, because I love all types of plants. But you can see right over here, they do have the hanging baskets that Costa Farms offers. These ones are only for $19.84 in the 8-inch hanging baskets. This one is a Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil. Here's the thing. I love Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil in the fact that it is an easy grower. It is commonly found. It is priced accordingly, and it is a plant that a lot of people will also overlook. But I could have multiples of the Philodendron Hederaceum Brazil. Same thing with the Epipremnum aureum, or what you call the golden pothos right over here. Easy to care for plant. You can either grow this plant as a trailing plant in this hanging basket, for instance, or you can grow it up a totem pole or moss pole where it will actually really get large leaves. And as I spin around here, it looks like there are a bunch of Garden Expert plants. So that's Walmart's 6-inch planters. This one is a Dieffenbachia. I believe this is a Dieffenbachia Camille. And for a 6-inch planter, it is only $9.97. Typically, this is like $14 or $15. But again, this goes to show you that Walmart has some really cost-effective plant pricing. So if you are on a budget, if you're looking to save money on houseplants, I would highly recommend going to Walmart and doing your shopping. We are on the hunt to look for the rare succulents and cactus collection by Costa Farms, hoping to find them here. But if I don't find them, at least I can see what plants Walmart is getting from Costa Farms. And you can see right here, this fern is also for $9.97. I'm not the biggest fan of ferns, and it's because they don't really excite me. I mean, the texture of the leaves is not really something I like. I like leaves that are either large and robust. That hence the reason why I love Aglaonemas. And I just feel like ferns need a lot more attention in terms of humidity levels and water. I mean, please leave into the comment section if you are a fern fan, what your plant care tips are for ferns. But we are still looking at all of these plants. So these are the self-watering planters by Costa Farm. You can see that they have the care care tips. Really appreciate that Costa Farms is churning out all of these cost-effective and budget-friendly plants. So if you're looking for houseplants like a Ficus lyrata, for instance, self-watering planter, $15.97. And you know, the fiddle fig leaf tree is one that is always going to be a staple when it comes to interior design. A lot of people really like this plant. It was such an it plant, very popular plant back in the pandemic days. But as far as fiddle fig leaf tree, this plant does require a lot of light just because it is a ficus plant. Any ficus plant is going to need a lot of bright indirect light. If you're able to increase the humidity levels, it's going to like it because this is a tropical tree. So this is native to the Southeast Asian countries, for instance, the Philippines, which is where my family is from originally. And I remember seeing a bunch of Ficus lyrata as full-blown trees, like legit. They were in full sun. They were about 25 to 30 feet in height, and it was just stunning. But as far as a house plant, the thing that makes this plant challenging again is the fact that you need to give it quite a bit of light. Plant foliage, you already know I love giving you guys my insights, and here it is, hashtag popularize Aglaonema. I need you to buy an Aglaonema. I need everybody to look at Aglaonema. This is one of my favorites because it is commonly found. It is an Aglaonema red Siam for $15.97. And you know, as far as Costa Farms, I hope Costa Farms will consider releasing more colorful Aglaonema. You know, feedback I've given Costa Farms is if you really want to differentiate yourself with all the other trendsetters, I would say invest in something that's underrated. Look for the underdog. Root for the underdog, because sometimes when we popularize the underdog, that's when you create new trends. And you can see right here, Costa Farms did do a restock. So let me be nosy and see if they have plants or if the plants have already been unboxed. So let's just kind of peek through here. And it looks like they're already unboxed because there was no plants there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and spin around and show you some more of these plants. You can see over here, we've got some gorgeous neon pothos. That is my favorite pothos on the record because of the neon colors. This one is for $19.84. And it looks like Costa Farms is pushing out a lot of the neon pothos crop. So about a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, they had a bunch of Epipremnum aureum Snow Queen pothos. It looks like they have a new crop of neon pothos. So if you're looking for perfect neon colored leaves and easy to care for plant, a budget friendly plant, a plant that again is overlooked and underrated, get yourself a neon pothos. I am all about going against the grain. And you know, as far as going to PlantCon 2025, we saw a bunch of variegated plants. We saw a bunch of rare plants. We saw plants that were, you know, selling for $15,000, a variegated monstera, for instance. But for me, if you allow yourself to buy plants at such a high rate, then that's when you continue to feed into the trends. I always encourage everybody to really look at the cost-effective plants, the plants that maybe not a lot of people are talking about. And what I've realized is, if a plant is often talked about, if it's all over social media, if the algorithm is pushing a certain plant, I think as human beings, we want to have a sense of belonging. We want to follow a trend, and that's how plants get trending. And that is the reason why at this channel, I want to go steer people in the direction of looking at some of the plants that are often found at big box stores, but are not always appreciated. Hence pothos plants, hence Dracaena, hence Dieffenbachia, and hence the Aglaonema. So you will see a lot of that. I am just super inspired, super motivated to just go big box store plant shopping. I miss going to big box stores, even having 4 or 5 days of non-big box store plant shopping videos. I kind of missed it, and hopefully you guys will tune in. I'm going to work very hard to show you all of these plants, especially the ones from Costa Farms. You know, people make opinions about certain companies, certain nurseries, but I think when you get to know people on a deeper level, or at least see their operations, your opinions may always change. It's kind of like if somebody is a plant influencer, or better yet, somebody that creates content. Unless you meet them in person, person, it's easy to judge people. And that is the reason why on this channel, I will say shout out to all of the loyal plant foldies. Shout out to those that appreciate my most authentic self. Whether I'm going to sit here and talk about plants, repeat myself, be repetitive, not show my face, all of that good stuff. You know, it's not always everybody's cup of tea, but I have told myself when it comes to social media, you should never allow an audience to dictate what you want to put out there, because that is your content. And I did want to just put it out there for those that have become new followers. Just expect me to be repetitive. Just expect me to say Hydra Helix, and just expect me to really be passionate, excited, overjoyed whenever I see Aglaonema. So I just wanted to put it out there. But to go back to the plants, you can see that the 6-inch planters that Costa Farms offers, they have a variety. So you can see right here, we've got a kangaroo fern. It is quite windy and my allergies are really killing me out in North Dallas. So I've had to really watch myself being outside, but I wanted to capture these plants. And you can see right here, beautiful Belgian waffle plant. This is a plant that I love all the colors. I love the texture. It just does not love me back. So therefore this plant is not going to be in my plant collection because it does need to be watered a little bit more frequently. And I have made steps into trying to be a little bit more consistent about my plants, whether I am being a little bit more meticulous about how many plants I'm adding into my plant collection, or better yet, finding a substrate that works for me. So as far as a pothos though, for instance, this neon pothos, it can thrive with a little bit more neglect. Now, I will say you don't want to keep your pothos plant dried for too long. Otherwise, the tops of the leaves start to yellow and die off. You don't really want that, especially if you are planning on growing them in a hanging basket like this. So I'm just going to keep showing you all of the hanging baskets that they've got a restock on. There's still no signs of the rare succulents by Costa Farms, but I've been in situations where I really thought that there wasn't going to be a plant find, but then I am surprised. And so we'll not give up just yet. So I'm going to just show you these beautiful neon pothos. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the neon pothos and any other plant insights you'd like to add. And again, if you haven't hit the thumbs up or like button for this video, please press the thumbs up video for this video, because it definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. Going to keep looking at the Plants with Benefits series by Costa Farms. This is another self-watering planter with a beautiful Aglaonema red Siam. And what I appreciate about this easy to care for plant is the fact that look at how beautiful the stems are. It's got that pink stem. It's got some pink veining, $15.97. And as far as Aglaonema, one thing that I'm going to venture into is to learn how to hybridize these Aglaonema. I met an amazing person by the name of Clay. I call him Sir Clay because he is a fellow Filipino American, and I want to show my respect for his work. But Sir Clay actually has a nursery called Valcaria Gardens. He actually was the person who created that Aglaonema white rain we often see at Home Depot, Lowe's, and Walmart. And so it was an honor to meet him. He sent me a really cool Aglaonema book where it is literally a hardbound book of just Aglaonema facts, care tips, Aglaonema species. foldies. So I am super excited about that. And he offered to teach me how to hybridize Aglaonema. So that's something I want to get into. Know that it is a labor of love. So anthuriums are trending. Those velvety textured anthuriums are trending because it's a little bit easier to cross-pollinate them. Did you know that Aglaonemas have to be pollinated, but it can take about 6 months to 8 months for the seeds to actually become viable seeds? And then when you plant the seeds, it takes about a year for Aglaonema seeds to actually germinate. So that it in and of itself, if I were to get my own little hybrid cross, it would take about 2 years to really see that. But that is something that I want to venture into, which goes to the point of me releasing a Patreon page and perhaps a YouTube membership where I am going to go post exclusive videos for people that subscribe to the Patreon page or my YouTube membership. I may go faceless on that, but I haven't decided what the tiers are going to look like. You will definitely see more of my houseplant collection in my Patreon page and more of my exclusive content. Not to say that I won't be doing daily plant shopping videos, but I really want to reward what I'm going to call the super plant foldies for being part of my Patreon community, as well as being a YouTube membership program. So we're going to get more details about that. I'm going to definitely do a full video where I will tell you the perks of becoming a Patreon and also a YouTube member. It's just a monthly small fee that you would just pay, but it will give you more access to me as an individual, as well as more of my personalized content. It's definitely going to be updated maybe every hour of the day. So if you love that Grow Folds content, if you consider yourself an uber loyal super plant foldy, definitely stay tuned for that. But as you can see, again, a lot of the outdoor plants are actually a lot of the indoor tropical plants by Costa Farms is outside. I mean, we've got beautiful weather here. I think it's about 75 degrees in North Dallas, but just know that summer comes very quickly. I would say late April, we're already in the 100-degree weather. So a lot of these plants may not be able to be outside for long. I do plan to move a lot of my tropical plants in my outdoor patio. It's a shaded area to try to get them to grow a little bit more. And so I'm going to be documenting that and some more updates. So yesterday I actually started my vegetable garden. I'm going to probably start my flower garden, and all of that is going to be content that I'm going to be putting on my Patreon page, as well as if you become a YouTube member, a super plant foldy. So stay tuned for that. I definitely want to make sure that if you do become a member, that you are really getting a lot more perks, a lot more exclusive content, because what's the point of being in a membership if you don't get those extra perks? So definitely check that out. And then when we talk about the rare succulents and cactus that we're looking for by Costa Farms, I haven't found them yet, but what I did find is element plants. So these are for $4.97. This is an Aeonium plant, and I'm just going to show you the plant IDs for it. Succulents and cactus is another genus of plants that I'm going to try to get more so into, because I feel like I'm going to get the right substrate for it. And even this one right here, this Portulaca afra kaleidoscope, it would make a beautiful succulent type bonsai, for instance. And I saw a lot of that here. And so I'm just going to pick up some more of these succulents and cactus. I haven't given up on finding the rare cactus and succulents by Costa Farms, but maybe, just maybe, we'll find it. Otherwise, I'm just going to show you the beautiful succulents and cactus. These are really priced effectively, only for $4.97. Now, with most succulents and cactus, they need a lot of light. Some will prefer full sun. Some will need just a lot of bright indirect light. Make sure you give them chunky, fast draining soil, which I would recommend classyrabbit.com. Please go to the website, check it out, to even pot up your succulents, because it is the fastest draining soil substrate I've ever used. And I'm really proud to support local small businesses. This is a McKinney, Texas based company, and just getting to know Parker and Nate at PlantCon 2025, it was awesome. Their slogan is, have you pooped your plants? And actually that rabbit poop actually helps the plant really establish its roots. So for now, I'm just going to keep showing you these succulents and cactus. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I actually love kalanchoe, the flowering kalanchoe right there. I never thought that it was actually a succulent, but it is. And it's actually a pretty good performer. You just need to make sure, again, to get those blooms, you have to have it outside, or at least needs to get a lot of light. And that's the thing about all of the plants as spring comes around. I want to ask our plant foldies who is super excited to start growing some of our indoor plants outside in our shaded areas. I really feel like that is going to give us a lot of the potential growth. I mean, especially with delving into some of these succulents and cactus, I know that there is a whole world of enthusiasts that love succulents and cactus. I just haven't been bitten by the bed bug, I guess, succulents, but it's one of those things where I want to get into it as well. I have one euphorbia, for instance, but as you can see here, for only $4.97, you can get a lot of different types of succulents and cactus. Now, granted, this is not the rare cactus and succulents by Costa Farms, but there's still quite a bit of succulents and cactus that you can get at a cost-effective price. They're still beautiful. I know that there is this trend to try to find these rare succulents and cactus, hence the reason why I am actually out here trying to go big box store plant shopping to find it. So for those that are actually out in the North Dallas area, definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want to know what's actually making it into the Dallas-Fort Worth area currently, because I do daily 1-hour plant shopping videos. I will be hitting up a lot of big box stores, and I'm hoping that I can at least get a video uploaded a day before, so it's already scheduled to go, so that way you can turn on the notification bell on. I really want to try to get that consistency going, but I did figure out that it is okay to take a day off. I just know that there were 2 days where I just wanted to spend some time hanging out, watching TV, resting, being mindful, and being present with my plants, and therefore I didn't feel like I needed to upload that day. However, I do understand why everybody wants to go to the channel, and that's really the chats. If you ever want to chat with people, I will say that you don't have to wait until the live premiere happens. You can actually go to a scheduled premiere and start chatting as early as whenever. So if, I have a video that's already scheduled and, the premiere hasn't happened, you can still jump on and chat away with some of the plant foldies. So that's another option. I will also show you the fact that Costa Farms has these cordyline plants. I believe this is the cordyline kiwi. Beautiful plant as well. Now in Florida, these can grow outdoors as like a landscape plant, but obviously in North Dallas, this would be more of an annual plant. Beautiful cordyline plant. I would love to be able to grow this indoors long term, but just like Hedera helix, or the correct way to say it is the Hedera helix, cordyline plants, whenever you take them from being outside and indoors, they just kind of rebel. They are a little bit more susceptible to spider mites, actually a lot more susceptible to spider mites. So for me, growing cordyline plants indoors is really not feasible for me unless you have high humidity levels to repel spider mites. So spider mites are pests that like to thrive with dry environments. So if you have a higher humidity level, they will not really like that environment. Therefore, they're not going to be able to populate as much. Now, on the flip side, when it comes to plant pests, higher humidity levels, wetness in the soil is actually going to increase the potential of, say, fungus gnats. So there is a balance. There's like a yin and yang when it comes to plant pests. What I would suggest, if you're going to try to grow plants like this, for instance, indoors, spray them consistently once a week, maybe with neem oil spray. I have a DIY neem oil spray because, like you've caught on to a lot of my videos, I like to save money. With things and the economy and the uncertainty of what's going on, I just want to make sure that I have a little bit more money to, number one, splurge on some of my want plants like Aglaonema, but number two, if you can find a more cost-effective way of going about your plant care, then why would you not do that? And that's really my message for a lot of our plant foldies that tune in. Go with the budget-friendly plants. Do DIY recipes for your plant pest preventatives. There are some remedies, home remedies you can use to repel pests. And, for me, it's that cold pressed neem oil spray that I love. And now I'm going to go ahead and spin around here. So it looks like all of those boxes were mostly the large foliage plants by Costa Farms. So here is another philodendron narrow escape for $24.98. Love the serrated plants, and it's just a beauty to look at this plant as it continues to mature. It can actually get fairly large in size. It is considered a climber, so as it gets larger, you're going to need to give it some type of pole for it to attach. And can we talk about peace lilies? Look at how massive these peace lily leaves are. I love the texture of the leaves. I love the ripples on it, and it's just an easy to care for plant. The only thing about this particular plant is you have to give it quite a bit of water. And peace lilies are one of the most dramatic plants because when it needs water, when it's thirsty, it looks like it's about to make it to plant heaven. But then after you water it, within like 30 minutes, it's as lush and full like this. So I'm gonna just show you some more of the peace lilies and large foliage plants by Costa Farms. And I'm just really excited to see if we find those rare succulents and cactus by Costa Farms. Even more beautiful Dieffenbachia right over here. This one is a large Dieffenbachia, and as I say in all my videos, Dieffenbachia are challenging plants because they need a lot of light, they need higher humidity levels, and you need to make sure you're staying on top of the watering. I would say as soon as the soil is dried out, completely water it. Otherwise, it's going to get very leggy. I mean, in general, Dieffenbachia are considered what they call dumb cane, so they will get leggy or caney as they mature, but to push out more baby pups, giving them those ideal conditions, you'll be able to propagate them. They're very similar to Aglaonema in a sense that they look similar, but their care and requirements are on opposite spectrums. Same thing with Thenanthe plants. These are beautiful green and yellowish foliage. This is another plant that I would recommend watering with not hard tap water, but more like distilled water. It does like more humidity, and it definitely is a little bit more susceptible to spider mite. So if you're going to grow something like that, just make sure you're staying on top of your pest preventative measures. Otherwise, you're going to run into some problems with that particular plant. And Ficus elastica taniki, this is a classic plant. This is a plant that is a showstopper, and what's amazing about it is it's only $24.84. Thank you again, Costa Farms, for the cost-effective plant pricing. You will really save money shopping at Walmart, shopping Costa Farms plants, because they make it affordable for plants like this. Ficus elastica taniki, beautiful plant. It is highly variegated, but you know what? A lot of people will overlook this plant as well, even though it is a showstopper. It's easy to grow. It does require a lot of light. At least for me in North Dallas, I actually take out my ficus trees outside and they just grow amazing. You can make them into full-blown trees. You can chop up the stem and actually promote more stems to grow. You can propagate it in water, and it's an easy to care for plant. And it's one that I believe, if you have the right lighting conditions, would be an amazing addition to your plant collection. So those are just some of my recommendations. You can see that a lot of the indoor plants are outside right now because spring is around the corner. The weather is nice, and hopefully we will find some amazing plant finds at these big box stores. Just wanted to fast forward and show you a small clip of me shopping at Target for some items, and you can see right here, for some reason there are a bunch of urban jungle plants only for $15 of the Stromanthe Triostar. Beautiful plant. You know, it is one of those plants that I would love to grow, but I've tried it several times and it's just not going to meet my care that I can give it, because I'm just more of a neglectful plant parent. But it is such a beautiful plant, and you know, I've gone to Lowe's and now I'm going to Target, and you can see there are a bunch of Calathea White Fusions as well as Calathea Stellas. I don't know if these are all coming from the same nursery or if it is a new crop that was pushed out by a big nursery, maybe even Costa Farms. But you can see if you're looking for a specific plant, you will notice that a lot of big box stores will have the same crop of plants. I would love to add this plant to my collection. It is very deceiving because it definitely is a plant that deserves to be in everybody's plant collection. But like I said, again, we need easy care plants. Even though it is a great price for $15, I am just going to refrain from doing so. If I ever do get a Calathea again, I'm going to try growing it in Lechuza Pond. That might make it easier for me to maintain the plant as far as semi-hydro. But with Strabanthes, Calatheas, Maranthas, those types of prayer type plants, they like to be bunched up with other plants. They need higher humidity levels, and the watering quality, you really want to give them more purified or distilled water versus hard tap water. It can be a little bit tough on the leaves, therefore the leaves get a little bit browning. But if you were to look for an alternative, look at how gorgeous this Spathiphyllum or Peace Lily is by Urban Jungle at Target. So if you want to shop at Target does have a lot of cool indoor plants. They've been getting a lot of trending tropical plants by Costa Farms. Urban Jungle has made it through, and Live Trends, and that's really exciting to just see many different options at big box stores, because at the end of the day, if you're going to go spend money, you need to be a little bit more wise about your budgeting, and that's the reason why you want to compare and contrast pricing. I like to give you as much of the current pricing, at least in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, so you can make your assess your budget and see if you're willing to pay for the plant. But as far as this one right here, this Calathea Stella, like I'm super tempted to buy it because it is $15 in a beautiful terracotta planter, and it's a 6-inch one that's actually fairly large. You know, normally when you see White Fusion, it's not that large, but this has been growing for a while. I'm hoping that somebody will actually buy these plants, because it would be sad if they end up going to plant heaven, or more so just going in the trash. But again, you can also go to Target, go shop at Target, show your Target plant hauls, show your Target hauls, and see if you end up finding plants. And that's the reason why I do encourage people to follow me on Instagram. Send me a direct message on Instagram at Growfolds. I love hearing your plant finds. I love answering questions. I love asking questions and learning from the Plant Foldy community. But I did want to just give you a small snippet of a Target run real quick. And now we're back at this Walmart again. And you can see that this is the final area where I'm going to be searching for those rare succulent and cactus by Costa Farms. You can see that they've got a bunch of these blooming anthuriums, and again, blooming anthuriums are not trending plants like the other anthuriums. They're still beautiful, and if you want that pop of color, I would go with an anthurium. If you've never heard of the Japanese pothos or the Teruno World Series, this one is released by Costa Farms. This is the Champs Ulysses Japanese pothos. This one is a beautiful pothos. It is basically a textured neon pothos. You can see that it definitely has a different leaf texture and structure. Really like that one. That is another Costa Farms trending tropical plant for $19.84 in a self-watering planter. I really love the neon color on it, and that's what's going to make spring 2025 super exciting when it comes to big box store plant shopping. I am really excited to see what plants Costa Farms is going to release, and what plants we're going to be able to find that weren't really readily available. And so hopefully, as I continue to go to these big box stores and highlight some of these plants, we're going to find more that are going to catch our interest. This one has always been a plant that I've been interested in. This is called a Dracaena Florida Beauty. I love that speckling on the leaves. It's definitely a challenging Dracaena when you compare it to all of the other Dracaenas that are on the market. But at the end of the day, if you're able to give it that bright indirect light, a little bit more consistent in the watering, as in make sure that the soil remains moist, then you should be fine for it. It does get pretty large and it becomes more of like a shrub like bush. Beautiful plant, high variegation, and I will say the lighting conditions is what's really going to impact the coloration of that Dracaena. And then you can see over here we've got a lemon button fern, beautiful plant as well. I love the texture, and in terms of ferns, this one actually catches my interest because it's a little bit structurally a little bit more different than the other ferns. I like how it's a little bit thinner, and you can see that the leaves really do look like buttons. And that's the thing about exotic angel plants by Costa Farms. I just love the fact that they have so many different varieties. And in terms of spring, we're gonna see if Costa Farms will release a bunch of new ones. And obviously we've got some gorgeous neon pothos right over here. You can see this one is for $5.77. That is my favorite pothos. Enough said. You already know I am a huge fan of these neon colored plants. About a super durable plant. This is a beautiful Peperomia golden. Love the variegation of this one. This one is also for $5.77. This is another plant I feel like for a variegated plant, it's often overlooked. And that's really the question I'm going to ask all of our viewers that watch my plant shopping videos. Why are certain plants overlooked? Why are certain plants overrated? What is it about the plant market, plant collectors, or just the plant community that kind of pretty much write the narrative of whether a plant is going to be a popular plant or one that's overlooked? Because I really do feel like that plant right there, that Peperomia, is definitely underrated and overlooked. Now, as far as this, I am super proud because this right here is actually not a philodendron white knight. It is a philodendron white wizard, and you can see that it is a philodendron white wizard because it doesn't have the burgundy stems like a philodendron white knight. It actually has green stems. So shout out to the plant foldy that really explained that to me. So we have a philodendron white wizard there, and then you can see over here we have more plants, and this one is one that I'm going to pick up right here. Let me see if I can get some more plants. This one is in a self-watering planter. This is an Aglaonema red siam. You get the picture. We need everybody to love Aglaonema. Please do your Google searches or your searches online and check out that Greg Humbali Aglaonema. You will see that that is basically the most beautiful plants in the entire universe. But if you can't get to those hybrids, I still believe that you should consider getting yourself this beautiful Aglaonema red siam. It is common, but it is durable. It is also beautiful and a very consistent performer. Again, low light tolerant, and you just water when the soil is completely dry. That is it. Now over here is the Growers Bench series. So we've seen a lot of these new philodendrons popping up. This one is a philodendron Paraíso Verde, and what makes this philodendron interesting in terms of its variegation is the variegation is not impacted by light like most people would think. The variegation is actually impacted by the climate it's in. Warmer conditions will actually push up more of that white variegation. So very interesting that variegation is also impacted by climate. And then over here, beautiful Epipremnum aureum golden pothos, $19.84. I love this global green pothos. This pothos was also a rare pothos about 5 years ago. I remember spending $50 for a one leaf, one node cutting. Needless to say, I am not splurging on plants anymore. I really do think that with the rise of tissue culture, with plants being more readily available, I think that patience is definitely a virtue. Patience is what you need if you're trying to save money on plants. So don't, splurge on a plant cutting if if you just wait like a year or two, it is going to definitely go down in price. I mean, right over here, $19.84. This is a beautiful lemon top pothos by Costa Farms. So this is actually a Costa Farms discovery. It is actually a mutated version of another pothos plant, and a lot of the pothos cultivars come from mutations, and basically they just propagate that particular vine or leaf or node, and if it's stable enough to hold on to those genetics, it becomes a full-blown new cultivar. So lemon top pothos. This one is actually one that has some really nice veining, but I do believe it's really going to be impacted by the amount of light you give it. It's kind of like this same thing with like the lemon meringue pothos, global green pothos. It's really impacted by the amount of light you give it. And then obviously I'm going to pick up this blooming anthurium, and you can see that it's got some nice veining around this particular one. I really love blooming anthuriums because they have that waxy leaf texture, and I just don't understand why people are not as into them, because they have beautiful coloration. It's very consistent. It's very easy. And the thing about it is easy should make people happy. Easy is what should make people be more attracted to the plant versus having to put so much effort in trying to keep a plant alive. And I think sometimes, and correct me if I'm wrong, plant foldies, but sometimes I feel like we put so much effort to try to keep a plant alive versus having the plant live in our environments. Let me know in the comment section if you agree. I just like getting those insights. And again, $19.84. This is a good example of a lemon top pothos by Costa Farms. Look at that variegation. It's very subtle, but you can see that the leaf structure is a little bit rounder. It almost looks like a Manjula pothos. This is actually a really good specimen in terms of a lemon meringue pothos. Beautiful plant, and when you talk about plants that are consistent and easy, that is one that I would definitely recommend. And in terms of pothos, this is a new variety, and so it's super exciting to see that this is another variety that has made it into the market. As more people get into plants and are propagating plants and finding mutations, we're going to get more different varieties, but this one right here, kudos to Costa Farms for getting this new variety out. And again, just going to PlantCon 2025, meeting the Costa Farms team, they were just extremely down to earth, super friendly. I'm so thankful, forever grateful that they were able to get me that Manjula pothos mother plant hanging basket. It is massive, and I'm hoping to prop from it at some point. But in terms of all of these plants, again, I haven't seen the rare succulent and cactus collection by Costa Farms, but at least we've been able to look at some pretty healthy looking plants. If you made it this far into the video, again, plant foldies, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. I know that you're watching. Just go ahead and press the thumbs up button. I put so much effort into doing daily plant shopping videos. I'm hoping that you can at least help me out with that. And obviously, my favorite part is the engagement. So leave comments in the comment section. I respond to pretty much every single comment. And even if you put a negative comment, just know I'm going to pin the comment for the world to see, pin the comment for you to reflect on your negativity, and perhaps we could, revisit that. But I am excited that the plant foldy community does not tolerate toxicity, negativity. Everybody is welcome, good vibes only. And you already know I have to say that a lot on a lot of videos, because as I continue to delve into social media, really getting into this YouTube groove, I have really seen how some people can become keyboard warriors, where they hide behind a screen name and they want to criticize people, put people down, etc., etc. We just don't have that time at the Plant Foldy Grow Folds community. It is all about the good vibes, and it is all about this Philodendron hastatum or Philodendron silver sword, beautiful plant by Growers Bench. And Growers Bench, I believe this one is for $19.97. Beautiful silver foliage. This is a wish list plant of mine because my silver philodendron silver sword ended up going to Plant Heaven. Well, actually, it ended up freezing to death because I had it outside and forgot to bring it inside. And whenever we had our little snow storm in North Dallas, well, it just kind of froze, and that was it. So again, sometimes we end up being a little bit neglectful. I mean, I am trying my best to stay on top of my routines, but let's go ahead and take a look at some more of these plants for $9.97. This garden expert. I'm still waiting to see if we have any more of those rare succulents and cactus by Costa Farms collection, hoping to find it. But if not, I am going to keep going plant hunting, and I know our community is going to come alongside with me. So let's just keep looking at the plants and see what we can find. I will say it's nice to see some healthy looking Monstera Thai constellations. This one is by Growers Bench again, and I love the fact that they have them readily available at Walmart. Can you believe that Monstera Thai constellations are now at Walmart? I know a couple years back these were super expensive, and that goes to show with the plant market, eventually plants become more accessible to the general public, and that's the reason why in terms of going big box store plant shopping, I don't really see anything wrong with that, as long as you know that there are local nurseries and small businesses that you can support as well. But whenever you're able to find some of these Monstera Thai constellations, it is super exciting. And I will be doing a Monstera Thai constellation giveaway on my Instagram. If you haven't already followed me on Instagram, please do so, and stay tuned for my YouTube membership tier as well as my Patreon tier, where I will have some more exclusive behind the scenes content, more updates of my personal plans, and just things that are a little bit more personal to me for those platforms. So definitely look for that. But it looks like I may not be able to find the rare succulents and cactus, but I at least wanted to show you some of these beautiful Monstera Thai constellations. Let me know in the comments section if you've actually gotten a Monstera Thai constellation from Walmart or a big box store, or have you had one for a long time. I have a Monstera Thai constellation I've had for several years. It is about 6 feet tall, and when I do my elusive houseplant tour, you will definitely see it. And I am super excited. With spring coming around, I have a little bit more free time to where I can sit down and actually edit a video, because I know my videos right now are literally point, shoot, and voiceover. That is it. But you guys seem to like my current plant content, and I really do appreciate the support and the viewership. So when I actually do a legitimate editing, you guys might actually be a little bit more impressed with some of my editing skills. But we'll take a look at that. We will cross that line when I actually put up my houseplant tour. It might just end up going on Patreon, so stay tuned for that. But in terms of the Monstera Thai constellations, these are all super healthy. Here's the thing about Monstera Thai constellation though, in this stage, which is the juvenile stage, you really want to make sure that you are not overwatering it. Only water when the soil is completely dry, because Monstera Thai constellations, even when they get large, are a little bit more susceptible to root rot. So that's just one thing about the Monstera Thai constellation, is it is very much root rot prone, especially when you are growing them in a substrate like soil. But in terms of just the Monstera Thai constellations I'm seeing at this Walmart, super healthy. Special thanks to Growers Bench for actually having these available for the general public. And in terms of all of these variegated plants, at least you are seeing a little bit more variegated plants at a big box store. So let me know in the comment section, again, if you like Monstera Thai constellations. And if you live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, please let me know where I can find the rare cactus and succulents by Costa Farms. I just like going shopping for those elusive plants, just to say that I actually found them. I was able to find the Dock Block Anthurium Michelle, for instance, at Home Depot, but I have yet to find the rare succulents and cactus collection by Costa Farms. There is another Walmart that I might visit, and that will be the Rockwall Walmart, Rockwall, Texas. That is one of the best Walmarts in this area. So we may see that. It's just a bit of a drive for me. It's about an hour drive, but we're gonna definitely check that out. We'll see what that all looks like. But anyways, plant foldies, if you enjoyed today's plant shopping video, please hit the like button for this video. I really appreciate it. It does help push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself, as well as subscribing to my YouTube channel at Grow Folds. This is Richie. I will have a brand new video for you tomorrow. Bye.